Almost every enemy in dungeons has a chance to drop something, be it their sword, bow, or armor, and at face value, most of these drops can look mediocre at best compared to some of the base game offerings that have existed as long as Skyblock has been popular. So why is everyone pushing to use the adaptive blade and adaptive armor set when its stats are nothing short of terrible? Before this video starts, I just want to say that I accidentally turned my pigment sword into a dungeon's items, so now I can't use it, so I put it up on the auction house, and now I'm literally broke, and it's so hard to keep buying dungeons items while you're broke to review them and stuff, so I put up some Super Boom TNTs, so if you could bid on them a little bit, and I also put this one on 25 million. Whoever buys it, then I'll just personally go to your house and shake your hand and thank you. Anyways, back to the video. Essentially, dungeons items scale to your catacombs level. Your catacombs level is increased through catacombs XP, which is earned at the end of each dungeon's run, and is earned at the same rate you earn class XP. So generally speaking, unless you have scarf studies, your catacombs level will be the same as your main class level. Each catacombs level you gain increases all stats of your dungeon's gear. The first level increases all stats of any dungeon's gear by 4%, which is amazing considering the fact that one combat level alone increases just your damage by 4%. By the time your catacombs level 50, your dungeon's gear is boosted by 600% in all stats. You don't need me to tell you how good that is. This boost only applies to items specifically known as dungeon's gear, meaning your own items do not get boosted in dungeon's gear. More on that later. On top of the catacombs level boost, you can also upgrade dungeon's gear through essence crafting. Essence is obtained through killing certain mobs in dungeons. There's no real way to grind a specific essence, you kinda just get what you get from a run. Essence can be used to add a star to an item, with each star costing more than the last, and up to 5 stars in total. Each star will increase the stats of an item by 10% whilst in dungeons, on top of your catacombs boost, which means your dungeon's gear can get up to 900% more powerful than usual. With this in mind, you can begin to see why some dungeon's gear is better than current items. By the time your catacombs 15, the stats of your items are increased by 100% or doubled, and if you 5-star the items, then this is increased to your items being increased by 150%. For example, a heavy chestplate 5-starred with catacombs level 15 rewards double the health of a tier 12 chestplate and around 150 more defense. The zombie soldier set is also amazing for health and defense, and the adaptive set provides massive health to any class as well as a fair amount of defense. Dungeon's gear also has randomized stats, although the variation is usually limited. Generally speaking, higher rarity drops have better stats. Normal items can be converted into dungeons items for a huge amount of essence, although these requires incredibly high catacombs level to use, usually level 30, although this isn't intended to be used until floors 8 and above. It will provide your items the same stat boosts other dungeons items get. Finally, the gear score on an item is not a stat, but rather a reflection of the stats on an item. A gear score is usually a way to compare two of the same armor pieces' randomized stats at a glance. A higher or lower gear score doesn't mean that an item is necessarily worse, it just means its stats are higher in some ways than another. For example, a high intelligence stat on a piece usually makes it have a higher gear score, but every other stat like HP, defense, and crit chance might be lower. I hope this video helped you understand a little bit more about dungeons gear. If it did, drop a like and subscribe. If it didn't, also drop a like and subscribe, because we are so close to that 50k. Anyways, have a nice day. See ya.